One thing that I'm really passionate about is I don't want people to feel like they're coming to a job. I get excited when I hear an airplane coming in or I see an airplane coming in or we've got a new airframe out on the floor that I don't know what it is. I'm going to go down there and see it, and I want everybody else to really feel that excitement as well.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have been cleared for takeoff. You are now flying high with Travis Lamance.
It's a cool setup, man.
I like it.
So where were these chairs out of?
We're part of the Texas Air and Space Museum, and the Blue Jackets hockey team donated an airplane to the museum, and these were the
You
chairs.
robbed a museum.
I did.
Yes.
Dude, in light of the Louvre, it's kind of a thing that's going on right now.
No joke, right? Yeah. So
How heisty was it? Was it like ski masks and cat suits?
2 a.m. south side of the airport.
My bad.
Yeah.
Okay, so these were in a what?
In a DC-9, and since they were professional athletes in it, they were all set up like with these oversized first-class chairs, and
Yeah.
they're just sitting there not getting used, and I'm like, those would be badass. So
Nicely
snatch 'em
done.
up. I like them.
Does feel very throne-like.
It is pretty throny.
It
ain't
is. It's very throny.
Yes, and this is fitting because we do have the Queen of Haven with us today,
Mhm.
the Robin Lamance. What's up, Robin?
Not much. What's up with you?
Man, I've been looking forward to this conversation. People have been asking about the backstory, the origin story, and how things have shifted and changed with how you guys do business. And I know in the first business, you were just kind of plowing straight ahead. And then when you guys shifted into Haven, you decided to partner together. And so we really want to hear about the first run and kind of how that didn't work and kind of the process of how you came to the conclusion that you really wanted to partner together fully on this business and how that's been working out. And I also feel like there will really be some keys in this conversation that will help other people that are thinking about perhaps, really operating in a family business like that. And really, just great keys for getting along in life together, period.
Yeah.
So, yeah, where should we start? How far back do we go?
Well, I think we should let her do a lot of the talking and
The wise
get it
man.
from her perspective. I'm running my trap all the time, and I've kind of gave my version of it, and I think it'd be good to hear it from her side.
Totally agree. How far back should we go, Robin?
We're going to take it all the way back to 2010.
2010.
2010.
Nice.
Stone
Yes.
tablet days.
Yes.
Stone
Yes.
tablet. Was it black and white?
It was. It was
Yes.
black and white. Yes. So in 2010, that's when we got married, and he had started a business over here doing aviation maintenance as well. I worked at a bank, and we kind of kept everything separate and just would join back together at home in the afternoons, and it was okay. It went fine. And then in 2013, when we had the kids, then I became a stay-at-home mom, and I had zero interaction with adults at all.
Gotcha.
And I was fully dependent on what he was doing with his business, on everything for the house, for our future. Everything was 100% dependent on that, and I didn't understand any of it. All I knew is, he would come home and he didn't want to talk about work, and it was just me and the kids. And of course, not being around other adults, I wanted to talk. Well, what did they say? What happened today? What humans did you talk to today?
What humans?
Like,
You just wanted to peek into the real world.
exactly. I needed a little bit of interaction, and I didn't understand the stressors that came with running a business and being in the world, around the adults all the time and everything, And so it was a very stressful situation for me as well, because there wasn't a level of comfort and security there, just simply because I didn't know. I didn't know what was happening, what was going on. And when we did talk, he would say things about, stuff going on at work, and I didn't understand any of the financials. I didn't understand how things processed. I just didn't understand it. In that company, we were partnered up with someone else, and it just didn't work out. It wasn't a good partnership. And so we transitioned out of that position, and he went to work for an air ambulance company. And it was a lot of the same. He didn't run the business, but he ran a very big department and a large portion of the company. It was a lot of the same for me in that situation as well, because I knew that we were going to be getting a paycheck, so I had that security, but I still didn't understand. I didn't understand aviation. I didn't understand what he did all day. And so when he started talking about let's open a shop, I was okay, but I'm going to be involved. I don't know what that looks like yet. I don't know what I want to do. I'm not really formally trained on anything, to be honest. I didn't know what it was going to look like, but I knew I wanted to be involved.
And what year was this?
That was 2017.
And so as you guys began to have conversations about what that might look like, and obviously, I mean, working in the banking world, you were bringing administrational skill sets, accounting, knowledge of how money works, which is a huge part of the business for sure.
Really big, yep.
Had you worked with any sort of management position over people or anything at that point, or was that something you were going to have to?
That was something I was going to have to learn.
Gotcha.
So I had worked at a grocery store when I was younger, and I would lead, like, I would be the team lead, but that was the only type of management. And again, it was a grocery store when I was 18, so
yeah,
there wasn't a lot of leading.
Green beans versus king airs.
Exactly.
It's a little bit of a difference. Yeah. No doubt. So how did those conversations kind of progress and develop as you were figuring out what it would look like to engage? And I mean, you established this business like from the ground up, right? Like, so man, that must have been wild.
Well, the first 2 years from 2017 to 19, it was us at our kitchen table. Like there was no brick and mortar. It was me doing consulting and brokerage work from the house. There was no place. So at that point, she would help me by scanning in logbooks, and so she was starting to understand a little bit about what a logbook was for an airplane, what some of the technicalities behind, well, why is an AD important, and that's the big thing in airplane world, and what's a service bulletin, and why do we have to have an airframe log, an engine log, all these different things. So
I'm all nodding my head. I have no idea what you're talking about right now. But
neither did I. I had zero idea.
But I was doing that at night while I was still working with the other company. And so she was helping me with a lot of the busy work on that, and by proxy picking up understanding and at least some of the lingo around the airplane world. We've got like our own language that people that aren't from the aviation world, just like any industry. There's a lot of jargon, a lot of acronyms, and
the FBO.
Yeah, FBO.
Exactly.
That's a super high level one, man. Everyone knows what
Nailed it.
Once it moved into we got a chance to get a hangar at the Rick Husband Airport, and so we jumped on it. And when we did that, we were like, well, do we have the clientele for that? Do we not? And one thing that was really interesting, different parallel for me, whenever we started the first maintenance shop, we get this very large hangar, and I went out and recruited 3 or 4 guys, and we opened the door, and it's a big empty hangar, and we're like, now what?
Right.
So now we're staring at this big empty hangar. So I went on a rampage trying to stir up business, and building my reputation and our company's reputation in the area. And it took a while to get steam under that one. And then once it got going, it got going great, but it took a little while. And then fast forward to when we opened the new building, we started putting the word out to our old customers and stuff. And a lot of them were pestering me the whole time that, hey, you need to open another shop. And that's what prompted some of that. So I don't remember the date, but whatever the date was, we were supposed to open. We came out like a couple of days before that to finish setting up and getting ready and all that. And there's literally a line of airplanes sitting outside of the hangar waiting to get in the
all
door.
The way down the ramp.
That's
it was
awesome.
amazing.
It was phenomenal.
Man.
It was so cool. So now I don't have enough people. I don't have quite enough hangar, and I've got airplanes everywhere. So from day one of opening the doors on that, it's been just a madhouse, and it hasn't slowed down one little bit.
Oh my gosh.
And so she says, well, what do you need help with? I said, well, I need my parts, in our parts room, we need all the shelving and everything put up. And she's like, well, I can probably come do that. So she went in there and assembled all the shelving in the parts room. And she's like, well, now what? And I'm like, well, just start doing the inventory and putting the parts up. Next thing you know, like 5 minutes later, she's our parts person. So,
like, I don't even understand how airplanes fly. I don't understand any of these parts that I'm looking at, touching, putting up. I don't know what any of them are. And all of a sudden, he's like, oh, by the way, you're the parts manager. It's like, that's really great. And luckily, the technicians that we hired initially, they were absolutely amazing with me because they knew I didn't know what I was doing. And so they would take that extra time with me to help me understand and explain to me, this is what it does. things like that. And that was absolutely invaluable for me
Heck yeah.
to be able to see and understand what am I doing.
Yeah. How many employees did y'all start with?
2.
Holy
And then
smokes.
Travis and I. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Do you have any pictures of that big opening with the planes on the runways? Or
No,
anything?
I doubt we
Oh
did.
man,
We were busy, man.
We were so busy.
that's
We
fair.
literally opened the doors and it was airplane after airplane trying to stack them in.
Wow. Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
So you essentially just made the decision, hey, we're in this together, whatever it looks like, and you just began to plug in with whatever was needed at the time, and that just organically began to develop your knowledge of the industry. And so take us from the parts manager to what happened next. What was the next big move for you?
So next after that was I did parts and I was the bookkeeper and the admin and the cleaner.
Right.
So essentially everything except actually working on the airplanes is what I did.
Take advantage of that cheap labor, man.
Yeah. Yeah. And then we got to a
I
point
feel like
when,
Travis is going to get me in trouble by the end of this. I'm just going to nod and smile.
right? Eventually, we were probably in it a year and a half or so before we hired another parts person. And then that kind of helped me transition more to a full-time bookkeeper and everything else. And essentially, it's just been, what do you need? Okay, I'll take care of it.
Yeah. Wow. So what was that? Was it easy for you guys to work together like from the beginning, or was there a learning curve of how to manage like what was going on at work when you got home, or is it just full bore all the time and that just works for both of y'all's design, or what's that like?
I feel like it's easy because I'm just used to, even at home, what do you need? What can I do? And I take care of it. So it felt easy for me.
Awesome.
Yeah, for us, it's been very natural. Measuring running a business without her versus running a business with her, it's been immeasurably better doing it together versus trying to do it on my own and trying to balance
Work-life balance. Bro, you almost said it.
No,
She
I
was
knew
so
I was getting ready
close.
to say it because there is that whenever you
Right.
have our situation. It was like, okay, I feel guilty because I'm not at home with her, but I also feel guilty because the business needs my attention. So now, if I'm in a situation I need to work till 9 o'clock at night, she knows it's not bullshit. If I'm there, I need to be there. And likewise with her, there's most nights she's working on her laptop till 9 or 10 o'clock at night, and I understand why. And that doesn't mean there's not trade-offs. It's hard to be a mom and a spouse and a important executive in a business. It's hard. But for us in our marriage, it's easy. We're very blessed in that regard that we don't have the marital tension there. Like we get each other. I'm a very fast-moving, hard-driving individual, and she's a very not by nature. And
Naughty by nature? It was right there. Low-hanging fruit.
Maybe a little bit there. That doesn't mean that she doesn't do a ton. I mean, that she carries the company a lot of the time, but her natural pace of things is not like mine. But she slows me down and I speed her up, and it makes a great team.
Mm-hmm.
We're a lot better as a team than we are as individuals.
Yeah, that's so awesome. So, executive, wife, and mom of twins. Not just mom of twins, right? And so, what was the name of that starter company? Was that Flight Mechanics or?
No. That was English Field.
English Field. I was way off. We'll just edit that out so I look like I know what I'm talking about.
When we hung our shingle in 2019, we started that business called Flight Mechanics. And then as it evolved and we added more brokerage and then we brought on the charter company, I had to name it something. We came up with the name Haven, and now we have Flight Mechanics, we have Haven, and then we got these other things going. So we're winding up with 4 or 5 names, and it was getting very confusing for brand building and marketing because of like, well, are you this? Are you that? What the hell are you?
Mm-hmm.
Our public image marketing, we were very convoluted and it was confusing. So we've just migrated everything to Haven. So there's different divisions of Haven. There's Haven MRO, which was formerly Flight Mechanics. There's Haven Aero, which does the charter and brokerage. And then there's Haven FBO, and then there's a couple others. But those are the 3 primary public-facing ones. So we're trying to get our brand and reputation in the aviation industry to the point where we can drop all of that and we just say Haven and everyone knows what we're
Everyone
talking
knows
about.
who we
Nice.
are.
Do you feel like it's getting closer to that all the time? Or?
Oh, absolutely. We were at a
Nice.
convention a few weeks ago, and my name tag said Haven, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, I've heard about you. You guys do
Nice.
charter, you do maintenance." So
And you had
definitely.
some of the coolest giveaways of all the
Absolutely. I
booths.
mean, we rocked it. Yes.
What was the big one you said?
Beauty blenders.
Beauty blenders.
Yes.
Write that down, folks.
Yes.
I use mine every day.
He does.
I don't know about that.
I don't even know what it is.
Neither
She
did most of
insisted
the
that-
men.
She insisted
Right.
it would do good, and I was like, whatever, I trust you, do whatever. And they were gone that fast. They were a big
Nice.
hit.
Very cool. How old were the twins by the time you got the first business ready to add like the secondary aspect, which I guess was the brokerage service, correct?
So we were already doing brokerage.
It was adding the charter company.
Yeah,
The
adding the
charter
charter.
company. Yeah,
So they were 8, 9, somewhere around in there.
very cool. By this time, they're used to mom and dad just like working together. It's the family business. They're hanging
Mhm.
around. That's amazing. When was kind of the first opportunity that you had to shift out of being the person that just handled all of the little things that just needed to be handled? Or is this still the case?
Still the case.
Still the case.
Still the
She's
case.
utility wedge
Gotcha.
executive. She gets all the projects.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. So what does it look like for you? I know like today, I mean, you're overseeing the hiring, you were training some of the line guys for the new FBO.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like I already know the answer to this, but is there a regular day for you? And if so, what does that look like? Or is
There
it
is
different all
not.
the
It's
time?
different every single day.
Gotcha. Do you like that?
I do. I would like to be, I'm a planner. I would love to be able to plan things out better, but
It's just
It
stuff
just-
flying at you all
yeah.
the time.
it's a bunch of putting out fires.
I'm an arsonist and she's a firefighter.
I could see that.
Yes.
Yes. So obviously a lot of this just worked naturally off of the jump for you guys, but what have been some of the challenges that you've had to overcome in this as well?
Him with his go, 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 everything changing all the time. I'm a planner. I like steady. I like to be able to know what's happening, pre-plan things like that. I can't do that. So I'm having to step outside of my comfort zone quite a bit with that. Also leading people. I am very much like, it's fine. It's not a big deal. And there are things that are a big deal. And I need to make sure that you understand that it is a big deal.
Yeah.
So the leading aspect has been quite difficult for me.
So I can understand that when it comes to the leading and the management, especially if you've got that high analyzer type personality. But I love that there are different tools and different ways of engaging that. What are some of the ways that you've seen her engage leadership and management in order to thrive in that space?
Well, whenever we first started having a team and she had people that looked up to her as an owner, she didn't naturally feel like she had the position of authority or responsibility, or not the responsibility. She didn't have a position of authority in her mind to tell these guys that have been working on airplanes for years what to do.
Mm-hmm.
So that took her a little bit of time. And the primary thing I've seen her do is she's a very relationship-driven person. So once she builds a relationship and builds rapport with people, then she's much better about stepping out into that and being like, hey, I need you to do X, Y, and Z, and leaning into that a little bit more. She's not going to like this one. But
Why does he look so happy
I
right
know.
now?
Did you see how he kind of leaned away
He
a little bit
did.
too?
a little nervous. So whenever she gets outside of her comfort zone and gets under pressure, her natural tendency used to be to get really passive aggressive. And passive aggressive with employees is terrible. It degrades culture, degrades morale, breaks down relationships. And so early on, she had some struggle with that, where instead of just being direct with people and saying, Dub, I need you to do this, it was some weird roundabout, and she's really outgrown that. And now she's, even if she's not comfortable with it, she's much more, Dub, I need you to do this instead of the 20 steps. That's been the biggest improvement in her leadership, is her ability to not drop into her natural tendency of passive aggressiveness and actually just taking a direct approach to get a problem solved.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That makes total sense. I think I have passive hilarity where I'll joke about stuff, but I'm like, I hope they get the point. when I should just be direct about it, right? So,
Yeah.
oh my goodness, it's so cool to, man. I wish Beth was here right now. I love these discussions about hearing each other's perspectives about, man, how much we've changed and grown as we've journeyed through life together. How many years have y'all been together?
We've been married.
Why
We
would you
just
do that to me?
I did point at both of you, so I gave you an easy out. Now you should make him answer.
I should. What did we just celebrate?
It was like
15.
2 weeks ago.
15 years of marriage
Yes.
and like 74 years of dating.
It
74.
feels like.
You guys look good.
Thanks.
15 years.
Yeah.
And how many years have you guys been working together in this business? 2015, so 10 years, or coming up on 10 years, or where you at?
Really from 2017
Yeah.
is when it really started. So
Do you ever look back and are you shocked and surprised at the capacity that you have? Like, I see just a little glimpse into how much you're doing, how many plates you're responsible for keeping spinning in such a large company that does a lot of different things. Are you ever like, wow, like I didn't even know I had this capacity, and there's like more things coming in the future? What's that perspective like for you?
It's shocking, to be honest with you. It's absolutely shocking. I was not. I don't pride myself on being able to juggle multiple things at once, and somehow it happens and it works.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
What are some of the things that are coming up for Haven that you're really excited about, and that you are kind of responsible for engineering or building out or establishing?
All of the hiring, I'm super, super excited about all of the people that we're bringing in and the new faces, and just working with the company, with all of the employees on the different company culture and what can we do for you to make your life here great. One thing that I'm really passionate about is I don't want people to feel like they're coming to a job. I get excited when I hear an airplane coming in, or I see an airplane coming in, or we've got a new airframe out on the floor that I don't know what it is. I'm going to go down there and see it. And I want everybody else to really feel that excitement as well. So I don't want them to feel like, oh, I've got to get up and go to work again today. I don't want them to feel that. I want them to be excited about what they're doing and excited to come to a place that they can tell truly cares about them.
Mm-hmm. That's so important. And I know that that's got to just have such a great return on the investment as people not only get to experience that culture, but begin to realize, man, I'm a part of that culture, and the attitude that I bring, the work ethic, the skill sets, everything. Man, it's a real value add when they show up. And I think I told Travis this the other day in one of the episodes that I was just so impressed by hanging out around the hangars and stuff, and everybody's working and they're purposeful, but it's like very stress free.
Yes.
Like I don't see people. I can see where there's some urgency on a timeline or something, but man, people are generally like in a good mood and they're laughing around. There's room for for some fun, and you can tell people feel like they're really engaged in something that matters, and that's really admirable. So
yes.
I appreciate that about both of you guys and what you guys have built here. So let's hear a little bit about Robin outside of the office, and let's start with your menagerie. What sort of what sort of animal things are happening at the Lamance farms right now? What's going on? We heard about the Turkins. I bring my condolences on the Turkins.
Thank you. They're a tough breed, man. They are a tough breed. I don't think we'll have. Well, they're tough to keep alive. That's the problem. They're tough to keep alive, except for Stanley. He's our boy Turkin, and
He's still hanging in there.
He is. He is still hanging in there.
Is he the one with the weird crow?
He doesn't know how to crow, but it is so. He tries.
Could you give us a example of
No.
Stanley? No. Okay, it was worth a shot.
It was. Good try, though.
What would you liken the Stanley crow to?
An 87-year-old 3-pack a day smoker.
My Aunt Ethel. Got it. Yeah. That.
Yes.
Oh my goodness, that's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
When did you start the collection, and what was like the first? Because let's be real, you guys have some odd animals.
We do,
right?
Yeah.
What was the first?
Carl Davis.
Yes, it was all. Thank you, Carl Davis.
No, thank you, Carl Davis.
I need to hear the story of Carl Davis.
A few years ago, I was on the Facebook, and there's people that have the Highland cows and their pets. They just get to love on them and hug them. And who would not want to hug a cow?
They are furry and adorable.
They are furry and adorable. And so I had made mention a couple times about them, and there was a brokerage deal that Travis and Carl Davis were working on together. And instead of getting paid in money, I had a trailer show up at my house with 3 cows on it.
3 pets.
3 pets.
Yes.
That just wanted to be brushed and hugged and loved.
Yes.
So Carl is a better trader than me.
Much better trader. Much better.
There was this deal we did, and he was going to send me some money, and then he called me, and he's like, "Hey, didn't your wife say something about those Highland cows that I have?" Because he raises him and his wife Paula have a bunch of them, and he's like, "There was some comment about that," and I was like, "Well, she wants them, but she's not getting them." And he's like, "Well, either I can talk to you or I can call Robin." But instead of me sending you a check, how about I just send you some of these hairy cows? And I was like, sure, why not? So he paid us in Highland cows, and that's what got the whole ball of wax started.
Takes the art of the deal to a whole nother level, man.
Yeah.
Just threaten with calling the wife about the furry cows. That's
And you know what? It keeps paying day after day after day.
yeah. What else have you got out there on the farms?
So we've got the Highland. We've got some Wagyu
Right.
cows.
Which are not pets.
They
They're
are
for
not
eating.
pets. Oh, wait, no.
No?
One Wagyu, he is a pet.
Oh, he made the crossover. How did he make the jump?
He's real sweet.
Oh.
He likes the brushes and the loves too, and we named him on accident.
Like most Wagyu, he's got like a Japanese name. It's like Nakamoto or something, but she can't say his real name.
I can't.
His real registered name, so she just calls him Motorola.
Motorola. That's awesome.
So Motorola is our friend. We don't eat Motorola.
What is an animal on your wish list that you have not achieved yet?
Goats. I want the fainting
The
goats.
fainting, for sure. If you're going to have
If
goats,
you're going to have a goat, you've got to have a fainting goat.
they are hilarious.
Yeah, and I would like a potbelly pig as well.
Right?
I mean, I feel like that would just round out the barnyard nicely.
I think so.
Yes.
Call it Pumbaa. Just
She was trying to convince me to get was it a miniature donkey or miniature
Yes.
something that she
Miniature
wanted to live in the house
donkey.
with us. And
Oh, no, there were miniature cows that I wanted to live in the
No,
house.
we're not.
I didn't even know they made miniature cows.
Yeah, they're
They
tiny.
do. They're
like
so
this big.
tiny. You can keep them in your car, too.
Keep them in your car,
Well,
or
I
like
mean,
let
like
them
drive
ride
them around
Gotcha.
like a dog.
That's all I
Yeah.
envisioned one like in a car seat. Got to crack the window.
Yeah,
Oh, my. Do they faint?
they do not.
If there was
Unfortunately.
miniature fainting cows, that would be
I mean,
amazing.
Phenomenal.
That would be
Yes.
amazing.
So when is she getting the pygmy fainting goats, bro?
God, I hope not. I hope never.
I'm gonna call Carl after this.
Knowing Carl, he'll ship one just to
Just-
harass us.
Yes,
Oh my goodness!
please do.
Please don't.
All right, so you have the animal thing, right?
Yes.
And we've heard about it pretty much every episode. So what is Travis's thing?
Cars.
So tell me about the
anything
cars.
motor related. It's always a different type of project. Always. There's the kids' dirt track cars. We've got a Mustang that he's worked on, and we have currently it's my Ram Charger that he's working on. But yeah, anything motor related he's involved with.
Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
I saw a little video of the Charger. Yeah,
Mhm.
that was nice.
Mhm.
How did you work that out, Travis?
Well, so the Ram Charger was her grandpa's vehicle. And when she was a kid, she used to come over here and visit him, and she'd ride around in it and drive it and all that. And then her mom wound up with it, and then her sister wound up with it, and they hadn't done anything with it. So she kept saying, "I want that, I want that." Convinced her mom to sell it to her. So we went and bought it from her mom, and we started working on it. But as busy as we are, we just didn't have time to make a lot of progress on it. So another friend of mine owns a auto shop that they restore, do old resto mods and build old hot rods and stuff. So I told her I'm just going to take it over to his shop and let them do it for us. And she was pretty hesitant on it because this is like she's a very sentimental person, and particularly about this car. And so we took it over there and told them what we wanted done, and they gave us a timeline and whatever. And then after that, I'm like, I got it. Just you don't worry about it. And so during this whole project, it was what, 7 or 8 months.
Mm-hmm.
During this whole time, every time I'd go look at the car and come home, I'd be like, "Those sons of bitches, they ain't doing nothing, and they're
Like,
just
I
got
was
it all tore
devastated.
up." And dude, she was so mad. Like, she's like, "Let's just go get it." I'm like, "No, they've got it all tore apart. We're not gonna get it. You're just gonna have to be patient. But it's probably gonna take them like 3 years at this rate. Like, they're never gonna get it done." And so just
Mm-hmm.
talking mad smack on him the whole time. And so she's
And he's
furious.
a friend of yours, to be clear.
Yeah, the guy that owns the shop's a friend of mine.
You're like, he's
Yeah.
a sorry good friend.
He's a great guy. He's a good friend. But as far as she knows, I'm, the guy that's actually there running the shop day to day is who I'm bitching about to her, acting like he's not doing his job. And so this goes on for 7 or 8 months. And meanwhile, in the background, he is working on the car and he's doing what I'm asking, and they're doing fine. They're doing a good job, and it's all progressing. So finally, here 2 or 3 weeks ago, whatever it was.
So to be clear, you're just stressing her out for no good reason other than
no
it makes you
reason.
laugh.
Well, and what makes it even worse is he knew that I would do this, but I would tell my mom.
Yeah.
Oh.
I would tell my mom, and that was her dad's car. And my mom's like, "What kind of decision making are you doing over there? You need to go get that car." And so now my mom's mad too.
Right.
So I'm furious. My mom's mad. Like, everyone is just furious. And he's got this big secret going in the background, laughing to himself about it.
Yeah.
I didn't tell the kids. I didn't tell anybody. There was one or two of our employees that had went with me that kind of knew, but I kept it pretty under wraps because I didn't want anyone leaking it out. And so finally, a few weeks ago, it was done. And so I came home and I hooked up to the gooseneck trailer, and I come flying in the house. I'm like, "I'm sick of those some bitches. We're just gonna go get it." And so I've got her all fired up, like, "Yeah, let's just go get it."
Like, he even had me practice my tough talk.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
bro.
like,
He's like, "Well, is it still all torn apart?" I'm like, It's probably in 4 million pieces. They haven't done anything on it. I'm tired of waiting on it." And they're giving me the runaround. And so I put on a big show about how mad I was and all this. And so we go hauling ass up there. And meanwhile, the vehicle's done. They're in on the joke. So we go pulling into their parking lot, and we get out, and all the employees for the place are out there, like, walking around, and her and the kids are like, "Oh, they can tell you're mad. They're in trouble," and like all this stuff. And then they fire it up and pull it outside, and it's done. And she was happy.
I was very happy.
Nice.
Super, super pissed at me.
Yeah.
Does he do this type of stuff to you often?
Often.
It's
Yeah.
a thing.
Yeah, it's a thing.
It makes sense. I like it. Did they do just like a classic restoration on it, like, or is it
So we
more of a
wanted to
custom
keep-
job, or?
For the fact that it was her grandpa's truck and stuff, we wanted to keep the paint and interior all stock, but it was an old carbureted vehicle. I didn't want her driving it and like stalling out at red lights and breaking down on her and stuff. So we actually replaced the whole drivetrain in it with the drivetrain out of a 1-ton truck, and then put fuel injection and bored and stroked the engine out, and did so. It's powertrain wise, it's very new and nice and reliable now. But we left the paint and interior all stock, just like it was. So
Very
it's got
cool.
a kind of patinaed, a little bit banged up old paint job on it, but that's, she wanted to keep it that way because that's how he had it. So
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
So how was it seeing it roll out, realizing it was done, and what was it like driving it for the first time?
So it was amazing, absolutely amazing. So it didn't register for a little bit that what was happening, because I'm like, how is this happening? Because it's in a million pieces. How is it like mobile? And then it dawned on me what exactly had happened and everything. So it was amazing. It was awesome. And then driving it, it felt different because I hadn't driven it in so long, but it was good.
Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
Nicely done, bro.
It was fun.
This episode is brought to you by Haven ASG. Looking to buy your first private aircraft or upgrade your current bird? Travis and the team at Haven Aviation Services Group has you covered. From finding the jet of your dreams to selling your old model, our expert brokerage teams handle every detail, connecting you to the right deal for the right aircraft every time. Visit havenasg.com/Flyin High today for your custom experience to begin. Again, that's havenasg.com/Flyin High, or just click the link in the show notes. Now back to the show.
So what would you guys say to any young couples that might be listening to this that have maybe they've never thought about like going into business together, maybe they've been kicking around the idea but aren't sure if it would work or not? What are some of the considerations that they might want to take into account, where they might be similar to you guys, where they might be different, how they might identify that? What would you say to young couples thinking about going into business together?
Make sure you like being together all the time. That is very important. Like, I love being with him all the time. It is easy for me. I'm more comfortable that way as well. So I prefer that, but make sure that's a big one. Our personality, so we've done multiple personality tests over the years, and every single one, we're complete opposites. He's very dominant, very outspoken, very out, and I am not. I like data. I like order. I like planning. I like to fix things. I like to take care of things. So I think that's one thing that's really, really helped with us. I think that if we had the same personality, I don't think that this would work at all.
That makes sense. Yeah. Be just a breakneck speed of
yeah, it would be
Utter
chaos.
chaos.
I'm definitely a chaos agent, and that's why it works really well for us, is because she's exceptionally good at putting things together behind all the chaos. So you need the chaos for the forward momentum in the business world. You have to move fast, and things don't have to be all the way perfect to move to the next step. Otherwise, you don't ever move. The way I'm wired, that chaos piece, I thrive in it, and I love it, and I can make decisions on limited information and drive forward. But if you don't have the person following immediately behind them, putting systems and processes in place and putting order and calming the troops down and all that, then it doesn't work. It doesn't work for the person that does that, because they never take the next step to move into the new thing. You have to have that person that's super willing to take risks and make decisions with limited information and just go. And for anybody that's familiar, and I know you are, with the DISC assessment profiles, with the D, the I, and the S and the C, I'm all DI and she's all SC, and when you put them on the map, we're perfect yin and yang. And I think that's been, we didn't go into the marriage planning that or knowing that. It just, we were fortunate that it worked out that way.
Opposites either attract or drive each other crazy.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
You hate them or you marry them.
Yep.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I like a lot of my executive team are D personalities, but I don't got to go home with them.
Right.
I don't like I love having D's as friends and all that, but I can't even fathom being married to a D personality. It would be not good.
Right.
It'd be bad. The other thing I would say, as far as your question about people looking at going into business, I think there's a lot of social media influencer type people out there that do a real disservice to people by painting this rosy image of how, oh, you can go start this and be a millionaire in a week, and all,
Mm-hmm.
It is a total bullshit thing. There might be just one unicorn here and there that can pull that off. They do exist here and there, but that is not the normal route of a business at all. It takes years of dedication, years of hard work, years of aggressive patience, is what I like to call it. You have to be
Nice. Yeah.
forward leaning and pushing at it all the time, but meanwhile being patient that you know what's going to come. So that aggressive patience is super important. And so don't go into it if you think it's going to change your life and that you're going to be a millionaire next week, because you're not in any reasonable expectation. For my personality type, I'm the one that'll jump off the cliff with no information, building the parachute on the way down. I don't recommend you do that. If you're wired like me in that regard, you have to exhibit some discipline there, especially if you're already married. For damn sure, if you already got kids, you have to keep some stability in your house. So if you have a job that's paying you good money, you got to figure out how to do it in the evenings and the weekends until it's making enough money to replace your salary. I've seen a few people that they get really excited about this thing they're going to go start, and they go and start it, and it puts their life in chaos because it doesn't ever go to plan. I'm a big believer in that. I believe it's a Mike Tyson expression. Everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face.
In the face.
Day one of your new business, you're going to get punched in the face.
Couple of times.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
It is a brawl, and anybody that tries to pretend like it isn't being honest. Whatever timeline you think it's going to take and however hard you think it's going to be, multiply that by 10 or more, and that's the reality of what it is. my opinion, business is the most competitive sport on the planet, and that's why I like it so much, because I'm a very competitive person. But the marketplace, any industry I've seen, been around, industry finds a way to become very efficient, and so to win in the marketplace, you have to be very, very good, or you're not competitive. Even, if there's a business that's been around for more than a few years and they're surviving, even if they're not the number one, if they're the number 50, they're still very good. I mean, by the time you're getting up into the top 10 of any industry, you're talking elite, Olympic level athletic people in that world. And the other part I like about business versus, like professional sports, is you can play it your whole life. You never have to quit as long as your mind's working. You keep playing the game, and there's no end in the game. There's no fourth quarter, and you just keep going as long as you want to go and to the level that you're comfortable with. And speaking from my perspective on it, as a very aggressive personality, you've got to learn some empathy for people that aren't that way.
Right.
Otherwise, you turn into a bulldozer and you become kind of a bully to your employees. And in my case, if I'm not careful, I can be a bulldozer to my spouse, and that'll create animosity and a hard feeling. So even though it's very difficult for me to stop and like have a drawn out conversation about something, I have to force myself to do it once in a while, because I'm not one that wants to sit there and explain why I'm doing what I'm doing, all this. I don't want to have the emotional, touchy-feely conversation. I'm just not that guy. And even trying to be aware of it, it's still hard for me to do it, even being aware of it. So if you're operating unaware, then you're going to cause chaos for you and your wife and your kids and anybody in your life. And then when you start pulling employees into it, you got to remember they're married, they have kids. You're responsible for all those. You're responsible for all of those people. When you are a business owner, you decide to put that backpack on, you're carrying the weight of that. Those people are expecting you to make good, sound decisions and doing things in a way that you're not putting their families and their lives at risk. Because if I go make some stupid ass harebrained decision and tank the company, it's not just our lives that are going into chaos. I've got 100 employees times 100 spouses times however many kids. Like, you run that out, us making a poor decision can very easily affect the lives of 300, 400, 500 people at our scale right now. And that's only on our employees. That trickles into your vendors that depend on you. That trickles into your customers that depend on you. And so it's a heavy burden that you have to be willing to carry, and you need to put your mind in that position before you go into it. Otherwise, you're not being fair to the people that you're drawing into that circle if you're not willing to take on that burden and be serious about it.
Really good stuff. What I'm hearing in that is be self-aware, make sure you've developed emotional intelligence, count the cost, and then weigh the responsibility. So, man, lots of good wisdom right there for you guys, and I appreciate how you guys have modeled that, and also are open about it and willing to share that wisdom. So I want to close with this question. It seems like it's been a good year for you guys. You got the grand opening of the FBO here in just a couple of weeks, and so, man, you're really going to be closing out 2025 with a bang. That's a big win. What are you looking forward to in 2026? What's the big project? What's the big win as you look into that? You're probably like, let us get through the grand up.
Right?
You're like, let us get through the grand opening.
Let's just get us through.
You're like, let's talk about 5 years from now.
Yeah.
But what would be a win for next year for you guys?
For us, adding at least one additional FBO location next year.
Are you able to, like this one that we're in right now, was this built all in 1 year?
No.
No.
Okay.
This was a 3-year project.
Gotcha, that's what I thought.
From conception to opening the door was right around a 3-year project. The majority of that was because we did a ground-up, brand new construction build here.
Gotcha.
And it was our first one, so there's your learning curve. Hell, I don't know how to do this, how to do that. You just got to go figure it out. The additional expansions, not to say we won't do a ground-up greenfield base somewhere, but more than likely they'll be either through merger and acquisition or, going to a municipality. That's a lot of these little airports, they have a municipally ran FBO. That's not their expertise. They're usually just kind of saddled with it, and they're like, hey, Bob, you're running the FBO this weekend. They don't know anything about it. So sometimes, and don't get me wrong, some of those are done very well, but there's some of them that you can tell they would love to wash their hands of it. So potential there to go after some of those, but a lot of it with this FBO is making sure we have our systems and processes dialed in tight, make sure we have really good training programs. We've gotten really good at recruiting aviation related people. I say she's gotten really good at
Nice.
at that, on identifying who's a good fit for our culture and our company. There's a lot of companies out there that kind of have the motto that of warm bodies better than no body. And we don't buy into that philosophy. We would rather be shorthanded than than saddle our other employees with a bad cultural fit. So that on the FBO side, if we get at least one more location in 26, that would be cool. I think we can do more than that, but one of them would be fine. Maybe 5.
Let's start with one.
How many do you think, Robin?
Let's start with one.
Nice.
On the charter side of the house, we're doing really good in our Falcon fleet right now. So we're hoping to add more Falcons, 50s and 900s, and bringing on a few more of them, potentially a few more citations. We got a lot of room to grow on that side. I think there's still a big demand in the market for the way we provide the charter service. There's a lot of great charter operators out there, but I think our spin on it has a valid place in the market, and it's proving out by the growth that we've had over there. As far as our maintenance side, we started up a mod shop division here a little while back where we're doing EMS completions. The EMS completion is dear to me. That one's kind of a passion project for me, and the nice byproduct is we've figured out how to make a few pennies here and there on it. So I hope to grow that piece of the division a fair amount in 26. Our retail maintenance shops, the one in Green Bay, the one in Buffalo, and the one in Amarillo, all have room that we can expand the capacity there a little more. So we're going to attract a few more technicians into that and grow those divisions a little bit more. And then we've got a few other opportunities out there going right now where we're hoping to get something worked out at a location in Florida. We're eyeballing some stuff out west, so we're hoping to add a few more locations during the year.
So when Travis talks about your expertise that you've developed in really being able to attract and hire people in this industry, what are some of the things that you really look for that you've recognized, this is unique to this industry and this is the type of person that I'm really looking for?
One thing that I pay a lot of attention to is previous job history. Are they somebody that just kind of job hops, follows the money in their career? And there's nothing wrong with that. But at the same time, this is such a specialized industry that if you are good at what you do, I want to keep you here. I want to grow you. I want you to help grow the younger technicians that are coming in. So that's one of the main things that I look at is, like, what do I think your tenure is going to be? Are you going to stick around? Another thing that I look at is if they've done like extra training on things, extra learning on things. Are they furthering their expertise? Because there's a lot of people that they come in, they start doing one thing, and they're perfectly happy doing that, and that's great. But again, we work a lot on training up newer technicians and newer pilots, and so I think that that's very important, having the people that are willing to stay somewhere and the people that are willing to go out on their own, learn more, and be able to teach the younger ones.
So when I asked Travis what would be a win in 2026, he informed me of 86 different areas he plans to expand in.
Yes.
What is the one thing that you're most excited about for 2026?
Well, since I am a planner, I am very excited about automating systems and SOPs.
What is a SOP?
Standard operating procedure.
Ah, yes.
I like a good plan. So ideally, I want to build a book that just tells you how to run this company. And then I can say, Dub, here's this book. Here's how you run this company. And then I can go play with my animals.
There
you run this company.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
I know you mentioned the Green Bay location and the Buffalo location. Have you noticed you've had to tweak any of the things that you've developed for different areas, or is it pretty standard across the board? What does that look like?
It's pretty standard across the board.
Gotcha.
We haven't had to tweak just a whole lot. There's obviously different types of personalities between all of the locations, so you kind of have to change a little bit of how you speak to them and what things that you just normally would expect. But as far as operating, it's pretty all similar.
So 2026 expansions, more falcons, more FBOs, at least 3 fainting goats.
At
So
least.
that'll be a win.
Yes.
So any closing words for the folks?
I think so.
I
Other
don't
than,
think so.
I guess, I just want to tell her thanks. I mean, she's been a phenomenal piece of the business, and I get a lot of the accolades, if you will, a lot of the attention because I'm the one out there in the limelight all the time with it. But in reality, she carries the majority of the business and runs the majority of the business, and she's the brains of the operation. And I'm just out there louder than her. But,
You're Pinky, bro.
yeah, exactly. I'm Pinky, and she's the brain, that's for sure.
He's the
Yes.
pretty face.
The moneymaker, bro.
Yep.
I think the world would disagree. But well, you guys are awesome. Enjoyed the conversation, and we'll catch you guys on the next episode.